Yeah, come back to WhatsApp on Galaxy Television, and we're who we say we are, and we have a very special guest in our midst. But before then, you know who I am. They call me Kenneth Obina. For some of you, it is Aurali. That's AURALWE. The host with the most. When I'm on radio, it's the Radio Cubana. When I'm right here, it's Aurali. And then they call Big Size Steady Bear. They call me the Vibes Nation. They call me the Sugar Daddy of Lagos. Not the Daddy of Lagos, but Sugar Daddy of Lagos. And alongside me today, we have the amazing Felicity.
Yes, my name is Felicity. Now, already, I have a question for you.
Please.
You've always said they call you Sugar Daddy of Lagos. You're Sugar Daddy give diabetes, first of all.
No. I know they give diabetes.
I don't understand.
I only give. I just request for account numbers and I bless people. That's how it is. If you like, try nonsense. Hey,
okay.
They read back.
Oh, walk after the show. Walk after the show.
Oh my God, have mercy. All right, we have someone special. He's the realest. He's the biggest. He's the sharpest. Looking so dandy and eclectic. When you look at him, he has the vibes of someone that has spent millions in the last 2 hours. I want to say welcome to the show, Realfm. God bless you for coming through. How you doing? Good morning.
I'm good. Really, I'm good. You guys are looking vibrant.
We have to.
I'm good. It's a pleasure to be here.
I like the color blue, and then your shades. It's giving.
Blue.
Yes, you know this. The owner of Mega Facebook that we met at with.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Silent billionaire.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Trying to be humble.
All right. Yes, we have Olufemi Odunse, singer, songwriter, fintech pro, and administrator. I'm in the building this morning, and we call him Realfm. A whole lot of you are getting to know who the man is, but we are so excited and honored to have him here. He was born on the 10th day of October in Lagos State, Nigeria. He's a singer and songwriter, like we said, and a rising star in the music industry, and also a fintech expert, one of Nigeria's leading financial service providers. Now, moving on. Olufemi Odunse hails from Ogun State, Nigeria. He completed his primary and secondary education in Lagos, then proceeded to the prestigious University of Lagos, where he earned both BSc in Materials Engineering and MBA in Management. Olufemi's professional career spans across several tech and digital officer roles until 2025, when he decided to showcase his songwriting, lyrical, and musical prowess to the world with the release of his debut single, Shakara Flex, part of his EP project, The Return of Love Songs. Amazing. He's the founder of Beholders Entertainment, a brand that is looking to provide a platform and opportunity to younger artists to equally showcase their talents to the world. Committed to reshaping the Afrobeat culture, creating a safe space for all musical potentials to thrive in an ever-evolving creative landscape by introducing them to opportunities and exposures that will help them effectively harness all their skills. Now, with a deep passion for creativity and innovation, Realfm Olufemi continues to push boundaries in the music industry. Intentional about leaving his footprints in the industry while mentoring the next generation of creative talent. He's currently building his fan base and engaging his budding circle of admirers through conventional and social media engagement. So, once again, Realfm is in the building.
Yes,
it's here.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, so I am Felicity. We're going to get to know you more. So we'll be asking you a couple of questions just to get your fans buzzing. A whole lot of people are watching right now, as far as Nasarawa, and then I have people across the country, in the United States, Canada, who are logged into the app itself.
Okay, makes sense.
So we need to know who Realfm is. But first, they always say ladies first, and
I came with the full package, so bring it on. Let's get started with this.
All right, so your bio says you are into fintech, and you even have a degree in material engineering, and now you've somehow veered into music. How? When did you realize that you wanted to do music? What was that? Did you sleep then, saw it in the picture?
Son of mine, go into music.
You heard something, it was whispered to you.
Okay, so I'm going to be mixing some pidgin, Yoruba, as well as English. There's a street lingo that says that Abinibi, there's Abinibi, there's ability, you know. So music has always been Abinibi, you know. The tech is kind of ability, you know, something you pick interest in, you learn in school, you practice, you get perfect, you know. But music has always been that Abinibi part. It's always been in the DNA. You know, I mean, I've been writing songs since way back than I can remember. You know, some of my siblings would probably, you know, just throw me with some songs I wrote maybe when I was 4 or 5, you know. So music has just been, songwriting basically has always been a part of me, you know. I just, you know, for most parts of my life till now, I had to put my head down, you know, go to school and, you know, just try to be the best that I can be. And it comes to a point where you decide to say, okay, now let me go back to something I will do for free, something I will do for fun, you know. So that's music for me. Is like an hobby, and here we are.
That's really nice.
All right. You've been doing the tech thing for a while.
Yeah.
Not up until 2025.
Yeah.
You decided to delve into music and showcase your musical and lyrical prowess.
Yeah.
What prompted it? What was that sign that you had? Why did it take this long to be able to? Of course, it means that you would have sang in secondary school now. In primary school, if you're a Christian in church, if you're a Muslim in mosque, Afa would have said, "Oh, this boy they sing pieces," and then you evolved from there and all those. And why did it take so long?
Okay, so I mean, you just brought up the secondary school thing. You know, I used to be part of a boy band, you know, back then in secondary school. I'm trying to remember what we used to call ourselves then, but you know, every social event,
Yeah,
we usually would turn up, maybe trying to do P Square, you know, just doing something. And I remember we won one of those, a few of those competitions back then, you know. So like I said, music has always been there. It has always been there. It just never left. But maybe I got to a point for me, tech didn't come easy, you know. I had to do a lot of training, a lot of courses, you know, change jobs, and I didn't even start with tech. So maybe I got to a point where, you know, before you start playing golf, you would achieve something now. So maybe I got to a point where I felt, okay, yeah, I think the tech also is paying off now. So let me relax, you know, let me start giving back some positive vibes, positive energy, which is what I'm doing with my music.
all right, that's good.
All right. So let's talk about your EP.
Yes,
Which
please.
is called The Return
Of Love Songs. Yes.
But first, let me ask you, do you believe in love at first sight?
Wow. Yeah, so
Not you. you don't talk your mind. Wow.
no, I mean, okay, so I mean, I said wow because I needed to explain. You know, I believe that what you see at first sight is attraction. You know, it could actually lead to deep, genuine love, but the word love is really deep. You know, it's really deep. So, I mean, if you see someone and you say, the first day you meet the person, you say, I love you, then you actually need to explain because love is deep. But I mean, it's understandable to say, I am attracted to you, I'm blown away by the kind of person, and I want to get to know you. But my point is, love is not...
You don't believe in love at first sight?
No, I do, but there's more to love than the fireworks. That's basically is what I think.
So if I tell you I'm in love with you now,
So it's difficult. I mean, if we just meet it for the first time, I mean, you don't know if I'm a vampire, you know. So you just need time to get to fall. That's I think that phrase "fall in love," you know, does justice to does justice to
particular traits I look forward to. Once I don't see them like this.
Yeah, but at first sight, what are the chances that you're going to, you know, see everything? So I feel like, yeah, love can start from the very first day you meet someone, but love is deeper than just the fireworks. You know, it's not like banger that, you know, it's a way deeper than that.
Yes.
Okay. So do you think love songs are missing Afrobeats right now?
Okay, yes. So I think that there was a time when Afrobeat was literally about love. I mean, like I said, growing up, I've always had interest in music. So if you remember way back, I mean, I don't know if I'm sounding too old, the Alexitos, you know, Baby Wara Colombo, you know,
Yeah.
you know, and then to the more recent times when we had the Tony Tetula, Belinda, Omopupa, you know, Two Face, you know. So there's always been that love aspect to Afrobeat. I don't. At some point, I feel like love started taking the back seat because, you know, it was more about blowing. It was more about Afrobeat became very commercial, such that it doesn't even matter what you sing. If you have the resources, they will literally force the song, you know, down the throat of listeners. So then I guess at that point people started paying less attention to substance. So you don't really have to, because I mean, singing a romantic or love songs, you really need to put some thought into it. But we are now at a time where even what you can say is wahala, 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 and you have the resources to push it. Trust me, whether we like the song or not, we're going to sing it, because you turn to the street on the right, you hear wahala, wahala. You turn to the street on the left, wahala, wahala. You hit the straight road, wahala, wahala. Then someday you just find yourself in your living room singing the same song. So my summary is, we're kind of in a space where music belongs to people who have the resources, not necessarily, you know, the messaging or the substance. And I'm open with the return of love songs to bring back, you know, those messaging and substance that I believe there are people out there who are still longing for it.
All right.
The return of love songs. What would you say was your major inspiration and motivation for the EP itself? Was it someone break your heart, or did you break someone's heart? Was this days, man, we stay your white?
I'm surprised that already you're actually saying this. You actually agree.
Man, we stay your white.
You really trust man.
I say this with every annoyance. Men, we stay your white.
This is serious. This is serious. This is serious.
Fear men.
I fear men.
Then after men, you now fear women.
I'm fear.
Use the other 1 hour.
Bro, like they say, fear women, and then fear women. That's what the street says.
Oh my God. Yes, so we've had someone on this, before that, we've had someone on this show.
Yeah.
Felicity. And I asked the artist, a very amazing artist, what's the motivation and inspiration for your music? He said 2 things: depression, and there was a day he was walking with his girlfriend on the road in Badori, under autumn. One fine car passed and now stopped and said, "Baby, why are you walking under the sun with this kind of enter, let me change your life." You don't want me to change his life. You get enter. The guy that I was doing like,
you wish to write song.
He now called his producer, studio manager, "Oga, I guess so."
No, he wish to write song. He wish to write song.
And when he said, I laughed from that point till the end of the show, because anytime he said it with a straight face.
Yeah.
He was really serious about it, you know. Now he go through the ordeal now. Yes, me, I was. They did that to you. I laughed. He was like, "I'm serious." I kept laughing. I could not hold it. I was laughing because that's why I say, see, people have seen shit in the kind of relationship they've gone through. So for you,
so
the return. Okay, a Nigerian movie. You must give us motivation and inspiration.
Or maybe you just fell in love with someone.
Okay, yeah. So the return of love songs, basically. Okay, let's start with Shakara Flex, which is the single out there, out there now from that project. So I mean, Shakara is like a phenomenon for ladies playing hard to get. Okay, And it's not new.
Why you are saying this face this side?
It's not new. I mean, Felicity is a beautiful lady, so I mean, by all means, let her do the shakara.
So we have security downstairs. Please go on.
So it's. I mean, shakara has always been there even before I was born, and probably will be there for the next generation. And I remember, I mean, there's a fella track, Shakara. I think Shakara Oloje.
Yeah.
I think that song was released in 1972. So I mean, Shakara Flex is like giving the streets updates on where Shakara don't reach now. You know, so you need to go listen to Shakara Flex. Whether you are a fan of the Afrobeat legend or you are a Gen Z, Shakara Flex is the updates, you know, so that you can vibe to some of the things that make ladies unique, and Shakara is one of it.
So Shakara as it is, you've talked about Shakara, you've not talked about the motivation for the other songs in the EP, because this is the return of the love song.
True.
Yes.
Yeah. So the motivation So the motivation for me, really, I wanted to take us back to where we started from. You know, like I used the Plantation Boys analogy the last time. However, this is the generation that wants to dance. You know, so what we're doing is infusing love songs that you can dance to, and that's what we did with Shakara Flex. You know, now people feel love songs are boring, it's for the helpless romantics, or I don't have a babe, why should I be listening to a love song? So the idea is, you know, give people a reason to enjoy or anticipate or be interested in loving, even if you are not in love or in a relationship. You know, just giving danceable love songs, not just the kind of songs that you play when you want to sleep at night or for Netflix and chill, you know, or for, you know, romantic night, but love songs that, you know, brings you out of depression, you know, sad mood, love songs that makes you believe in love, because trust me, love is what makes the world go round.
You feel like someone who fall in love and or you put people in the love way and you run away. But anyway, we have the amazing Felicity in the building. I'm looking all stunning, and of course we have Realfm doing so much this morning, talking about his life's work, his journey into music, tech, and Shakara Flex. And then the EP, the return
of love songs.
The love songs. Now, some of you have when we're growing up, we were always stung by beautiful love songs. Celine Dion. We had the Backstreet Boys. Westlife. And when they break your heart and you sing Westlife,
it's you.
Your heart really. Now they're not the great Gen Z hearts. Gen Z when they heal, they move on the next minute. That's the crazy thing about it. But anyway, we're having this very lovely discussion. Let's quickly go on a break to watch and listen to something from the man himself, and then we'll be right back. You have Felicity, Born Stunner right here, and of course, a rainy day for you all day, every day. Let's do this one. We'll be right back. Enjoyed the visualizer for Shakara Flex. I like what I heard. All right. Now, for someone like me, I know music a lot. I don't play with me when it comes to music. Forget the fact that I work on radio and all that. When I listen to music, I don't just hear your words, the voicing. It's the harmony behind it, not the beat, but the symphony that follows. I'm old school like that. But Shakara Flex is out now. The EP, The Return of Love Songs, is out on all DSPs. And I want you guys to go out there, stream and download and enjoy it. Now, we're back here. I'm live in the studios with Realfm, singer, songwriter, tech guy, you know, doing the most. All right. And,
proud Nigerian.
Yes, you know. Yeah, Nigerian. Like, right now, I'm not even in the mood for Nigeria. But
yeah, there's a lot of things going on.
We're pissed off right now.
Yeah.
We're still Nigerians, but we're pissed off.
As we should rightly be.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yes, Felicity, we still have questions for this man.
Yes, there was, in that visualizer, he said something about she's allergic to sapa.
Yeah.
And I just remember what you said about the guy that his babe left him. Because I mean, she's allergic to sapa.
Find her from sapa. She's allergic to sapa.
Exactly. All right. So, if your music were a jollof rice recipe, what would you say? The key ingredient is.
Wow. I mean, this might sound funny, but there's a lot that goes on in jollof rice these days. And there's this guy that I feel is underrated, and that's the onion. So I guess that the project itself represents that aspect of the jollof. It might look like is it not onion, but trust me, try and do your jollof without onion, then you now come to realize what value. So it's more like bringing out that piece that has been missing. There's a whole lot going on in the industry, and it's big, it's global. I mean, it's global. The market is beyond Nigeria. I mean, that's why some artists can even afford to call the bluff of Nigerian fans and say, I mean, how much do your streams give me? So it's that the industry is that big. However, I still feel like I'm bringing that onion, something that is going to bring out, add aroma to the scene, to the industry, Afrobeat industry.
Realfm,
Yes,
I
miss. I will try.
Because only a good cook will know that onions is very, very important.
Yes.
A lot of people underrate.
That's like my best ingredient.
Yes.
Anything I'm eating, I add onion to it. If I'm warming vegetable soup or
and it's you agree it's underrated.
I'm adding it to it. It has this spice. If I'm eating suya or more, I pack onion. You gotta. If you don't, I'm gonna carry your suya back.
True.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Now, for someone who just started music fully 2025, dropping an EP, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I've seen artists who've been doing it for 10 years and they've dropped a new album. In fact, let me call one. Ricardo Banks. He has only one album in 10 years and he's been doing music for a while. So you see, and you guys need to be correct. Say a journalist knows something about everything. We're good like that.
Yeah, but you can't do away with the role of a journalist.
But the truth is, you've heard some of his songs everywhere, but that's what it is. Now for you to do this is really good. So keep it up. Now for someone, this is where I'm going to. For someone who just started music, how do you deal with criticisms, both online and we have very crazy people, Felicity, who sits on their mattresses that's on the floor, infested with
and just criticize
with bed bugs in my grandma's voice, and
just criticize,
and they will type rubbish on their phones. You know how you're human. Yeah, you're human.
Yeah.
So at some point you're tempted to drop it like it's hot.
Yeah.
All right. But other than that, aside that, when you have to do that, please do that. But other than that, how do you manage and come around criticisms when it comes to your way of life, your music, your sound, and your journey?
Yeah, okay. First of all, the EP is not fully out yet. It's going to be fully out soon. Shakara Flex and then this other song, If I Be The One. Those are the two songs, we're pushing gradually. And the reason being that we're starting from ground zero, like you said. So it takes a lot of work in the studio to produce a song, and you'll be doing yourself a disservice if you're putting out songs and nobody's listening to it. So we're trying to build the momentum gradually, and as we build that, we start serving everything out and push all of the EP out. So yeah, so that's it. And then on criticism, I believe in free speech. I believe in free speech. I'm a strong backer of the American way of living. Talk is cheap, talk is free. Like they say, there's freedom of speech, even though freedom after speech is not guaranteed under the Constitution, but the Constitution at least guarantees freedom of speech. So I ignore the things I can ignore, and positive feedback I take. I mean, like someone said, oh, you need to do a collabo, and I've started reaching out more, to people trying to. So those are positive feedbacks, but you can't listen to everything, not in this time and age. And you don't blame people. Sometimes I say thank God for internet, because I mean, someone who is unemployed, home alone somewhere, if he's not venting it out on Twitter, he'll probably do something worse.
True.
So I mean, by all means, if you have data, go ahead and post. It's now left to you as a matured mind to know things you want to pay attention to and things you just wouldn't want to bother about.
All right. So let's talk about collaboration. I mean, if you could collaborate with any Nigerian legend and one Gen Z breakout star, who would you pick and what would the track be about?
Nigerian legend. Okay, so I believe that in as much as the likes of Paul Play,
my favorite,
D'banj, Two-Face are legends, in their right. But right now it's also wouldn't be wrong if you say that the likes of Wizkid, Burna, Davido are legends. So I mean, let me focus on the legends that are still actively doing music. So I love them all. I love them all. I know there's a whole lot of Wizkid FC, 30BG, thing going out there, but I love them all. For me, I'll probably choose Davido. Why Davido? Davido just seemed like is of all the names A-list artists, Davido is like the one that you are most likely to have a handshake with. Is that kind of guy that is out there, grassroots guy. So I like that, ideology, and so for me, legend.
He does know how to support.
Yeah.
And Davido has a huge brand success attached to his name.
True.
He's on your song, you're blown.
True.
If you're on his song, you're blown.
True.
And he has a way of marketing whatever he's on or he's involved with.
True.
And that makes him one of the biggest stars.
Yeah, I mean, give him his flowers. He's earned it. He's a hard worker too. You can never take away, his work ethic. So I'll choose Davido if I have to choose one, but definitely I'm a lover of all Nigerian artists doing well, making us proud. Gen Z. Okay, so there's this magazine coming out anytime from now, Simple magazine, and it features myself, also features Ayomaf. So Ayomaf is one of those Gen Z stars I probably wouldn't mind doing something with. Yeah, and I also kind of love Zaidia, and that's Charlie Poppy's younger brother. Yeah, because I think his lyrical prowess is top notch. Yeah, while Charlie Poppy is more like the hype man kind of singer. You listen to Zaidia, his punchlines, his lyrical prowess is top notch. So somewhere in between Ayomaf and Zaidia for Gen Z artists.
All right, as we round up the show, personal questions. When you're not working, when you're not doing tech, when you're not promoting your sound, how do you chill? How do you unwind? Realfm. How do you chop life?
Okay, so I'm a people's person. I'm the kind of guy that steps into a room and vibes like almost straight up. So I would relax by chilling with friends. I remember for the past was it Salah, the last holiday, I was already trying to control my equally busy friends. Say, hey guy, we just align this Salah. Is it that you are getting the meet location or I'm getting the meet location? But we don't want this break to pass us by. So just sitting, hanging out with family and friends. I'm big on family as well, So that's for me is like the best way to relax.
All right, thank you so much for coming on the show. Quickly give us your social media handles and where and how we can download your song or any of your body of work that you have put out right now.
All right. So I put some intentionality into my socials. You know, even if it meant starting from 0 followers, I wanted one idea across platforms. So if you put at official Real FM virtually across all social media platforms, Instagram, put it on your Twitter, put it on your Snapchat, you know, you're gonna find me. Put it on your YouTube, you're gonna find me. And then we have this challenge dance thing going on TikTok as well. Yeah, so if you type either hashtag Shakara Flex or check out at official Real FM, you'll find me on TikTok. Instagram, same at official Real FM. And I want to tell listeners, this is the time to follow. We're building from the base. Yeah, so I can almost say I know my followers by name. I mean, there was this Ayo guy that followed me. So in another 2 years, if out of 100 comments, I pick someone's comment to say DM me your email for a ticket, probably think it's coincidence. It's not. I actually knew that this one I might the one. So I mean, if you're listening, don't get lost in the crowd. This is the time to come on board. Go check all your social media platforms at official Real FM. Give me a follow, and let's make history together. TikTok at official Real FM. Everywhere you go at official Real FM.
All right, follow, like, share, comment, stream, whatever the man has got on there.
And the song is on Spotify, Apple Music,
Deezer,
Amazon, all major streaming platforms.
All right, go to TikTok if you like to dance. I'm sure there are prizes for you to win one way or the other. Now, he said something, and I resonate with that. For those of you who want to be his followers, his day ones, once it's time for giveaways, and they don't give other people, and they give some set of people. It's not because this set of people are just making noise. No, they there. They supporting the brand. If you want someone to support you, support other people as well. That's what it takes to be who you are.